welcome to Tiny Acres Homestead. So today we are going to make some sweet treats for Christmas. Sydney's going to show us how to make some peanut butter fudge, and we're going to make some peanut brittle and some chocolate covered caramels and maybe a couple other things. And I think Sydney's ready, so let's go. What are we doing, Sydney?
Oh, we're putting butter in this bowl.
How much butter?
16 tablespoons.
Which equals?
1 cup.
1 cup. 1 cup of butter.
Okay. Now we're gonna put 1 cup of this peanut butter in this bowl.
And this peanut butter is pretty much a cup, so we're going to put almost all of this in there. Two tablespoons would be just a little bit more than what you got on your spoon. Sydney.
I suck at those. Oh my god. Okay. So let's see how much we have left. Is this 2 tablespoons more?
Yeah, pretty much. Alright, now what do we do?
Do you want to mix it up?
I don't think you can mix up hard butter.
Okay, you put plastic wrap over it and put it in the microwave for 2 minutes.
Now Sydney's going to mix this up.
Yeah, she's gonna mix it up with what?
This is disgusting. Why is it? I think there's too much butter in it.
There's not too much butter.
Too much butter?
Because that's a lot of sugar that's going to go in it. Me.
Are you?
Put the wrap back over it and put it back in the microwave.
Will you?
Little plastics in it.
So either our microwave is way too hot, or this person who wrote this recipe had no idea what they were talking about, because the plastic wrap literally melted inside of this. So we have to start over.
It is so slow.
That is sad.
It is
because
slow.
that is like $3 worth of butter. Alright, instant TV redo. We decided to put it in for 1 minute and stir it, and then put it in for 1 more minute, and that seemed to work much better. So what do we add next, Sydney?
I guess the vanilla and powdered sugar.
Alright, how much vanilla do we need?
A teaspoon.
Okay. I usually take the cap off of the vanilla and use it as a teaspoon.
Look at you not using measuring spoons.
That's how I roll. Smell like vanilla?
It smells like alcohol.
It shouldn't.
That was a joke. It smells like vanilla.
I mean, it's got alcohol in it.
That's what I'm...
Vanilla.
Well, obviously you're not doing precise measurements.
And
I'm too slow for that.
we put a 2-pound package of powdered sugar, so we cut it in half. And this is 1 pound of powdered sugar.
It smells like marshmallows.
Well, this is all mixed up now, and it's kind of got the consistency of Play-Doh. I am not sure if that's what it's supposed to look like, but that's what it looks like, so that's what we're doing. Now, Sydney, let's get it in this pan. I would just dump it in. And we've lined this cookie sheet with parchment paper
Dump it in the floor.
to keep it from sticking, and it's not sticky at all because of all that butter. So now we're just gonna kind of flatten it down. And are you gonna touch it? Are your hands clean?
I think so.
Rule number 1 in kitchens: if your hands aren't clean, don't touch people's food.
That is so true. I'm gonna do this just to be safe. That spoon just wasn't cutting it. I gotta sneeze.
Can you do it somewhere that's not toward the food?
No, actually I can't. That was a joke. I do have to sneeze though.
I don't trust it. We'll see how it turns out before we make more.
Ew, it's slimy.
It's called butter. Alright, so just re-looked at the recipe and it says to put this in the fridge and let it cool for 2 hours.
Put back that cactus. And that big cactus. Now, we got to put it. And now it's put that cactus.
How's it?
Pretty good. Want to try some? Oh, there you go.
Hey, I'm gonna try it too. I'm gonna try it too.
Tastes like peanut butter fudge.
Oh, that got my finger cut off.
Sydney is cutting these up with a pizza cutter.
A pizza cutting.
I don't think they're as hard to cut as she's thinking they are. I think she's trying to cut the cookie pan too. You don't have to cut them little bitty tiny.
I don't know how big to make them. You didn't tell me any of this. Probably. It went over. It's not straight.
Imagine how long this would have took with the butter knife.
That is so slay.
Next, we are gonna try to cut up this caramel. It's been in the freezer. This is the recipe that I used to jar the caramel. And we're gonna try to make some chocolate covered caramels with this. Alright, this is so sticky. But I did get one piece off and I made a ball out of it. I'm gonna try to do that with the other pieces also. They're hard to get off of the wax paper, but I think this will work as long as we can get it off the paper. Alright, I've just got a bowl of chocolate chips here. I'm going to melt in the microwave and we're going to try to dip this caramel. Hopefully it doesn't melt too awful bad. It's been in the freezer trying to harden it up some, but it already seems to be really thin, so we'll see. Alright, so let's try to get these super duper melted caramels.
I told you it was going to be a bad idea.
Yeah, I see that.
You didn't believe me. You're like, no, it's a great idea.
I'm going to try to put them in a little ball here and try to put some chocolate on there. Alright, here is our test subjects. I'm going to put these in the freezer and see what happens. Alright, now that this has come up to a boil, I'm going to go ahead and put in the peanuts. It calls for 2 cups of peanuts for this recipe. This is what we dug up after that we planted this year. So I'm just going to dump all those in there. I don't think it's quite 2 cups, but it's okay. And come back up. We're just going to wait a little bit until it's at a big, heavy, rolling boil, and then we'll dump all the other things in. Alright, it is back to a boil here with the peanuts in. I'm going to go ahead and add in the things. I'm going to put in some salt, because these are not salted peanuts. These are fresh peanuts from my garden. Put in this butter. Butter. Teaspoon of vanilla. Another half a teaspoon there. I'm going to mix this up real good and take it off the heat. Turn off the heat and dump in our baking soda. And it's going to foam. It's going to get all foamy. So this is not hard. It's more like chewy caramel with peanuts in it. So I'm gonna call this one a fail. So we ended up with our experimental Christmas candy. We ended up with one positive result, which was the fudge, and then 2 failures, which was the peanut brittle and the chocolate covered caramels. They will still taste okay, but they will not be the consistency they should be. It's more like a taffy texture.